Good morning, guys. My name is Phil. Welcome back to Miranda Detailing. So in today's episode, we have this Audi S4, actually it's an A4 S-Line. It's in for our diamond service, and it's already pretty clean, but there are a couple of areas on it that we need to make sure that they are near perfect. Guys, if you're enjoying videos like this, and I hope you are, consider subscribing and clicking that bell so you don't miss stuff. All right, let's take a look at the car and then get started. So here's the Audi, and as you can see, it's really not in bad shape at all. Oh gosh, that is way overexposed. Let's take a look around. Like I said, it's really not in bad shape, and you see that the tires are all glossy because they just took it to get serviced at the dealership. So they washed it, they did whatever they do, but I'm gonna strip all that greasy stuff off, apply our own dressing, and as far as the paint goes and everything else, it's really not in bad shape at all. So interior is also in pretty good shape, but customer wants us to clean the seats, of course. This is the customer's main concern is the cockpit area, making sure that everything is nice and clean, but that should clean up easily and look really nice. The gas cap area needs to be cleaned, of course. Door jambs, the trunk lid area, that all needs to be cleaned. We'll see how gritty the paint is. Doesn't feel bad, but I'm sure there's something on it, so we'll decontaminate. Now, we're not doing the engine, but I am popping the hood to get inside the cowl here. Let's get started washing. Our usual method: rinsing, APC rinsing, foaming, washing, deconning as we wash. So we'll see the whole method here. So the Audi is pulled in, and it did not have a ton of grit on the paint. It had a little bit, but as we dry it, we did find a few artillery fungi. Yeah, I mean, they're small. Yeah, one there. Yep, that one's still kind of bonded. But I'm going to show you guys something cool. We're going to leave one of them bonded here, and I have a new little toy. So as we look closer, there are a lot of artillery fungi everywhere. Now, do you see it on the hood, babe, or is it everywhere? Is it only on the hood?
And over here.
Here. Okay. Oh, but the rest of it, okay. So it's speckled throughout, but not bad. As she's going through the door jambs, just using a quick detailer, wiping all the door jambs, trunk lid area, get all those areas nice and clean and dry. Everything is now blown dry. Yes, I know. That means somebody's coming down the driveway. Let me show you a new toy that we have. I picked up this little microscope here, and I got it on a whim just to see if it would work. And let's give it a try. So this little guy is just a little cheap digital camera, and it has, you know, a really high zoom. So it's basically, or not a zoom, but a macro lens on it. So it can go from 50 to 1,000 times, which is crazy. And it's digital. So we hook it up to our laptop, or you can hook it up to your phone. If you hook it up to the laptop, you have to have a cable. But if you hook it up to your phone, it's wireless, which is really cool. You can take pictures and you can record with this little guy. So let's check it out. So the little device comes with USB. You plug it into the back here. Let's turn her on. And it comes with a little light that is fully adjustable. So this little LED light will turn on. It's pretty bright. And I have a little cap here that you take off. And I have it connected to my Mac. And basically you just use QuickTime and use it as a separate camera, which is really cool. I'll show you, I'll actually record it so you can see what I'm seeing on the computer. So here's the paint, and here is the artillery fungus. Wow, so it's actually a little bit translucent, which is crazy. You can see the metallic in the paint. Now, with this little microscope, I can't unfortunately zoom in this one here. I can zoom in when I'm using my phone, but you can see the clarity of this is pretty impressive. So not bad when you need to check out what's on the paint. We're gonna look at some scratches and some chips as well, but that right there is an artillery fungus. Now this is how you remove it. I already have a bunch of videos about removing artillery fungus because it's something that we have to deal with down here. So basically, the clay mitt doesn't really remove it. It can kind of remove fresh ones, but if they're older ones, they're really bonded. So if you see those on your car, you need to remove them immediately. They will bond and they will get harder and harder to remove. So I'm going to use a really nice slick clay lube. This is the Torque clay lube. This stuff is incredibly slick. It actually suds up a little bit. An AM clay. Now AM clay, you usually don't need to use any clay lube, just use water, but in this instance, I'm just going to use a clay lube. It doesn't really matter either way. So I'm going to spray. And then what you do with this is you are going to use pressure, and what I do is I kind of form it into a little point here and use my pointer finger, and I will put pressure on the artillery fungus to remove it. Now, I remove just a little bit. I want to show what it looks like with a microscope again. So now, I have removed the top layer, and here is just the little anchor that is left. That's it. We're going to keep going and remove the artillery fungus completely. And just keep doing this until it is removed. Put that pressure onto the clay bar and remove it. Now it's really going to be hard to find. I really can't see it. However, let's see if we can see what it left behind. All right, you can kind of see a small little divot right where the light is. You can see a line around it. It's really hard to see, but around this area is where the artillery fungus was, and it left a very little pock mark. It's really hard to see, but it left a tiny pock mark. It's not really showing up here, but you can kind of see the line, like right where the light is now is where it was, and you can kind of see a small little circle, and that's just the little pock mark that it left. The microscope does show you those imperfections. It's actually pretty good quality. It's only like $22. And the fact that you can connect it to your phone, your iPad, either Apple or Android, to your Mac, to your PC, it's pretty awesome. I really like it a lot. So let's see if we can spot these other little artillery fungus. Here we go. Here's another one. There we go. Yep, so there's one. There's another, and there is a water droplet on the paint. You can see close up. That is pretty cool. So far, I'm really impressed with this little microscope. It's really awesome. Let's look at some other little defects, if we can find a scratch or even a rock chip. Here, so as I'm playing on this, you can actually do some work. Lazy. So here's a huge rock chip right there. And man, there's a lot of artillery. You can see it speckled all through. Hey, where are you going? Get back here. All right, well anyway, there's a big rock chip. So let's take a look at that one and see if we find any other scratches, and we'll show you. Oh, this is interesting. There is crackling on the headlight here. We'll show you what that looks like close up. So here's the rock chip, and you can see it's partially filled. The area to the left is the primer that you can see underneath there, but yeah, you can see pretty clearly the edges around the paint and the clear coat. So that's what a rock chip looks like up close. You can see how jagged it is. We'll see if I have any silver paint to fill in the remainder of that, make it look a little bit better. Now, as far as the headlight goes, this is what it looks like up close. You can see all the little tiny fractures. Look at that. You can see all the tiny fractures, and those you can try to sand out because, you know, they go maybe a few microns in, and you can sand them out. That's what it looks like up close. It's pretty wild. And here is the lube, the clay lube, up close. You can see going across. Looks like it's on a... That is cool looking, right? There goes the clay lube bubbles. Now here's the clay bar with all of the embedded artillery fungus spores and any other dirt and contamination. That is the surface of the clay bar. That is pretty cool. You can see how that picks it up, shears everything right off. Wow, that's awesome. Oh, little piece of lint, probably from a microfiber. Yeah, so that is the clay bar. So guys, this little thing is impressive. You can see a lot with this. This is nice to have just to inspect the paint, inspect scratches and chips and things like that. I think it's just an important piece of kit to have for detailing. This, along with a paint depth gauge, and you know, you'll be able to correctly assess paint damage. Now, if you're getting into detailing, do you need all this stuff? No, probably not. But you're going to see the benefit of it later on. Once you get into polishing, paint correction, scratch removal, you're going to want something like this that can help you, again, assess any damage on the paint. So, really cool piece of kit. Now again, this is wired onto the MacBook here, but you can connect it to your phone wirelessly. And you can just record it. And another benefit of having it on the phone is this has a little plus and minus, and you can actually zoom in and out even more so with this when it's connected to the iPhone. You can't with the computer. I'm not sure why. Basically because it acts like a little mini camera. But you can't use this without a device. So you can't put your eye in it or anything. It's basically a macro camera. Pretty awesome. I love this little thing. So let's get to clay barring all of the artillery off. And wifey here is already on it. So as you can see, as I'm playing with the computer and toys. What do you think about that?
Yep. About right.
Oh well. You're just jealous.
You're just lazy.
Too mean.
Let's find the rest of the artilleries.
Yay, it's
Happy
a
hunting.
challenge. Oh, it's a challenge.
You can do it.
Did you get the whole hood?
Yep. We did.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we never did that. We never did that car.
Showed us was it like a Saab that she
Yeah, it was an old Saab that
Look,
was
I
in
didn't
the...
do any of this. Babe, you're blind. I didn't do any of those.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. This is not good. Good thing you have me. I'm like your seeing eye girl.
I didn't see any on the other side. Did you see any on the other side? The doors?
We'll see.
Well, good, because I didn't do anything. I tried, but I don't know what good looking is. Obviously, you married me.
What game are we playing? The obviously game.
Oh gosh, there's a bunch here. At least they all come off really easily though. That was really cool seeing the glass, the headlight up close. That was awesome. Now I want to like see leather and plastic and stuff like that, like interior stuff up close. That's cool. No wonder Larry likes all those toys. Like, oh, I'm geeking out over here. Oh, Dr. Detail here. You were going to be examining the pit. What do I sound like, Kermit the Frog?
I mean, it's Dr. Beasley. He's no doctor.
Yeah.
Does he have a doctor?
Actually, he is. He's a chemist.
Oh.
He is a chemist. Like a real chemist.
Well, you are too now.
Now? What?
No, you have your own wax.
I didn't do anything with that. I just said, can you make it Glossome and make it smell pretty? You like it, make it pretty. I'm the water boy. It's really fun to do that. So now we're going to spray all of the trim with Trim Shine. We love that for the cowl, of course, because it gets into all of those nooks and crannies. Uh-oh, are we out?
No.
Reach, reach. There we go. The Audi's interior is looking beautiful. Now we decided to finish the interior first before we go on to protecting the paint. I think it's just easier. I like to get the interior done first, get everything cleaned and all of the plastic and leather conditioned, and man, it's looking good. So we're using the show car, what do you call it?
Liquid Moo.
Liquid Moo. It's liquid cow leather and conditioner and cleaner, so really nice stuff. Now it doesn't leave any type of super high shine or anything like that. You can even use it on all of the door panels and leather. It just leaves a really nice, rich look on the leather. Yeah, it looks beautiful. Now the interior is cleaned. The leather, all of the little bits in here, all the seams are vacuumed and blown out. All of the cracks and crevices here are blown out and cleaned. Now we're using the G-Technic, the i2 Tri-Clean. That is a disinfectant. So this stuff is very strong. It is a disinfectant, so it'll kill bacteria, germs, viruses, all sorts of stuff. It is really, really strong. So we use that with a damp microfiber towel and the brushes, of course, work it into the surface, wipe it down with a wet towel to kind of rinse it. And yeah, this stuff is awesome. It is kind of a pricey product. It's a more, you know, boutique type of product. But, you know, in this day and age, we want disinfectants. I don't always use this. Using all-purpose cleaners, you know, diluted either 1 to 10 or 1 to 4, whatever you need, usually does the trick also. Is it going to kill all viruses and bacteria? No, but it breaks it down. Even just a regular soap that's antibacterial, as long as it has surfactants in it and other types of degreasers, it is going to kill, or at least start to kill, bacteria and viruses because it kind of dismembers them. It you know, breaks apart the shell of any type of bacteria and virus and does kill it. This kills it faster and more guaranteed, you know, but other cleaners do the same thing. And if you're wondering about the little umbrella hookup here, well, when we pull this out into the sun, you know, I want a little bit of shade here. So it provides a little bit of shade. I don't know if I'll keep it there or not, because it can kind of be annoying to move around the cart with the umbrella up, but I don't know, kind of does the trick. And we are going to shampoo these carpets, so we'll do that as well. Okay, so the glass in the back here is done. That was a pain in the neck. So using this guy, the bulldozer, does help to get into the crevices down here. You just have to use multiple towels. Sometimes it gets stuck in there. So there's no magical easy way of cleaning glass, especially back here and the windshield. Back here I think is the most difficult. All right, we are almost done. I just applied the Griot's glass sealant to the windshield. We're gonna let that dry and then wipe it off and we'll be done. Everything turned out great. The door jambs and the interior looks gorgeous. And all the door jambs also were protected. Just using a quick detailer like a spray wax, it adds protection, cleans them all up. Interior is looking beautiful. Oh yeah, that's where we want to be. Great. Carpets are looking great. Now the wax we used is, well, it's a secret wax. It will be on the market soon. It's something that I'm testing, something that I'm hopefully going to be very proud of because it will, well, I won't say anything more. You'll see it when it comes out. I have these little clips that we just installed. And when I ordered them, I didn't think they were going to be this big, but I actually like them. They're pretty heavy duty. So these clips I got on Amazon, not too expensive, and I just added them to my shelving here. And I actually think I like this setup for the shelving. All of this eventually is going to go. I'm going to put a lot of other overstock stuff that I have over here. I'm going to put over here. And then we'll have other extra overstock up here. I'm going to move all that paint out of here and hide it all behind the banners up there. So I want more detailing products here, and I might rearrange these banners. I might put those banners in the other outside garage that we're going to be working on soon. So hopefully, eventually, this setup will look different. But I like the clips here because we can hang carpets and mats and let everything dry. So I'm really, really liking that. So guys, that's going to do it for today's episode. I know, not a huge turnover, but you know, I'd rather get vehicles like this than disaster vehicles. For a detailing business, just doing disaster vehicles is just not lucrative. It really isn't. If you're here on YouTube doing it and you get millions of views, sure, that's great and everything, but no real detailer wants disaster details. They're horrible and they never really come out that good, and the brand of customers that come along with it, nah, I'd skip those. These are the type of customers that we want. They know how to take care of their car, but when it comes to detailing it and getting some of the finer points and other things that they may not know how to get, then they bring it to us and we can really amp up the quality of the detail and the quality of the vehicle. So the customer is going to love this. This thing came out beautiful. It's her baby, and it certainly was pampered today. So guys, if you're interested in any of the products or the tools, check out the description down below. And I hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you next time. Take care.